Hey, welcome back to Wildcard Wednesday. Today you guys have a special treat. Not only do you have one extremely handsome son of a gun right here, you got a second one right here. This guy's name is Crazy Rob. Actually, his name is Rob Zoller, but I've known him forever as Crazy Rob. And today we're doing something a little bit different. My wife told me that maybe people are getting tired of looking at my junk in my backyard. So we're going to come over to Rob's house and look at some of his junk. He's got a lot nicer junk than I do. So I'm going to introduce you to Rob. We're going to go around this little truck that he has. It's a 1965 Toyota Stout. I used to have one. He got this one, put it all together. It's a pretty cool little ride. So I'll let Rob do the thing. He'll tell you about the truck. Then we're going to show you another one that Rob has that I'm going to draw some pictures about. So here we go. Rob Zoller.
So this is my 1965 Toyota Stout. I purchased this as a running project. I bought it at Bonneville at Speed Week in 2016 and dragged it home and kind of did it my way after that. It's sitting on a shortened S10 chassis with a 4-link rear end. It's got a small block Chevy in it with a Turbo 350 tranny, and it scoots and full air ride on all four corners, so I can drive it pretty low or I can drive it at ride height and get over some speed bumps. Inside, the seat was handmade by a guy up in Idaho, I believe, and what you're seeing is all bead rolled into the seat. It is not just sketched in there, it's actually bead rolled in. And other than the way they look, the seats are actually very comfortable to sit in, and I've driven this thing about 80 miles at distance at one time, and it was just fine driving that distance. It's been modified for the transmission tunnel and the motor to be moved back a little bit. We've kept it pretty rough looking just to give it a road warrior look, so to speak. Just a good patina little truck. The roof rack was all hand built. It was bent with a tubing bender, a 1-inch conduit bender, and I made one for a buddy's truck and I made one for this truck. The back is all 4-link, like I said. You can't see it anymore because I just did the wood floor in it. You can access the gas tank through the little door back there. Let's take a look at the motor, I guess. It has an original 1960s Cal Custom scoop as well. Don't be any haters out there for
and when he knots it right here, he had people want to execute him.
Yes, they did.
That is a tiny radiator. How hot does it get?
That's actually a Ford Mustang V8 aluminum radiator. So here in the valley, when it gets to be about 110 degrees, it might reach 210 temperature-wise, but most of the time it stays right around 195 and cruises down the freeway 80-90 miles an hour with no problems whatsoever.
It's a lot of motors shoved in a little tiny truck. So why did you not go LS?
I wanted to stay more conventional, just easy to use. You know, some people say you can stop at Circle K and buy small block Chevy parts, and that's what I wanted out of it. It's more than enough horsepower for this truck. One time I did have another vortec motor in here that was about 425 horse, and it was too much for this truck.
Yeah, there's not much weight there. And here's a funny story about a Toyota Stout. I had one, I think I already said that. I had one that I was working on. I had it on an S10 chassis. I had a small block Chevy I was working on. It had the most beautiful patina you ever saw. And all of a sudden Rob said, hey, you got to check out this truck I got. And I looked and it was a freaking Toyota Stout. And you know how I am about it. I don't want to replicate everything that everyone else has done. And about a week later, I put my truck up for sale and sold it unfinished. Because this is actually a very cool truck. And it wasn't this cool until Rob got a hold of it. He did a great job. But it was cool when he got it, but he's done a lot to it. Wheels, tires, airbags, another engine, interior, all kind of stuff. So again, 1965 Toyota Stout. Now we are going to take you over and show you another one he has here. Same thing, Toyota Stout. It's nowhere near the condition this one is, but it will be one that I would start with if I was going to do it and do up something weird. Here we go. All right, so I showed you Crazy Rob's other truck, and now I'm going to show you the one that I'm going to do the drawing on. Show you what I would do with this truck. So this is another one he has, and Probably looking to sell in case anyone's interested, but let me show you what we got. So, same vehicle, almost-ish. And it has a cracked windshield. These windshields go for between $1,500 and $2,500 a piece. It's insane. And if this had a blue fender on it, I would consider buying this from Rob, because I like the paint that's on it, I like the color that's on it. But I'm going to draw up a rendering of this one and show you what I would do with it. Now, Rob did a good job on his truck, don't get me wrong. But, you know, I don't like to do the same thing that everybody else does. So I would take this girl, and I'm going to show you just something a little more out there. And man, I really wish that this had a blue fender for it. Who knows? I may be talking to Rob about this one. This is pretty cool. Let's look at the interior. Ooh, glove box door is gone. That's tough. But there might be one down there. Anyway, these parts are really hard to find on this truck. No seats, that's no big deal. He does have inner fenders there. He's got an extra tailgate, it looks like. He does have the grill. Those are Ford headlight bezels right there, but those are the correct ones there. And here's a front bumper for it. That is really hard to find. Who knows? We may be building this truck. Oh, right there are the seats. What am I talking about? I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Anyway, the cracked windshield is an issue, but as expensive as they are, I would just leave that thing in there. So this little girl could end up being pretty darn cool. Nice little street driver. Maybe not an LS on this one. Maybe a little 4-cylinder. I'm doing a 4-cylinder in a Triumph TR4 for my son, who bailed on the project, and now we got to finish it and get rid of it. But on that Triumph TR4 project, we're using a little 4-cylinder and turbocharged out of a Saturn Sky Redline. It's 270 horsepower and turbocharged, a little 5-speed manual, and it gets 35 miles a gallon and will run like a striped ape. Maybe that should go in here. Who knows? Anyway, let me get back to the house. Let me draw some stuff up. Hope you guys enjoyed a visit to Crazy Rob's house. All right, so you met Crazy Rob. You checked out some of his projects. He has some nice vehicles. So now I'm going to draw up the 1965 Toyota Stout, and we're going to do something a little different than what he's done. He has a really cool truck, but this might be just a little bit different twist. So check it out. All right. 4-cylinder stack injection. Same engine that I was talking to you about on the Triumph TR4. But instead of turbocharged, we'll do direct injection. 4-cylinder coming out here. Shorten the bed really tight. Radius the snot out of the wheel wells. Put it down real tight. Make it more of a road racing truck. I think it'd be really cool. Roll bar here. Tie the entire thing. Make the chassis stiff so that it won't flex when it's going through quarters. I think it would be something cool. All right, 65 Toyota Stout. Little road racer truck. I think it could be really cool. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with me and Crazy Rob. Hey, just want to remind you guys that we're going to have a merchandise store opening up here soon. You'll be able to buy these awesome t-shirts. I might even get me a hat that says Outrod Garage on it here pretty soon. We're working feverishly on that, and it should be online here pretty soon. So appreciate you guys coming by and checking out what we're doing. Make sure that you check out Sunday's video. On Sunday there will be some work done on the Gasser, some work done on the Blazer, and possibly we'll be able to drag out that 56 Ford F100. We'll see if we have time to do that. Anyway, there's going to be lots going on. Check out No Name Nationals, hashtag No Name Nationals, all lowercase, all one word. Check it out. There's going to be some real cool stuff coming up. Make sure that you go over and check out Poor Boy's Garage, and make sure you tell them that I'm going to kick their butt when we race them. Anyway, as usual, thanks for watching.